I'm a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor. Okay, and I'm going to let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool with that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a Moorish American. Sovereign. Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violated my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get it,
I'm a Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
The defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Welcome back, guys. This courtroom clip is something else. This sovereign citizen showed up with his usual nonsense, but the judge actually tried to reason with him instead of shutting it down immediately. And look, I respect the effort, but trying to have a calm, logical conversation with someone who thinks their birth certificate is a government trap, that's like trying to explain taxes to a cat. Instead of de-escalating, it just gave him more time to spiral into his made-up legal fantasy land. What do you think? Is the judge being too patient, or is this just giving clowns a microphone? Let's dive in and watch this legal disaster unfold.
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but I am Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No, I'm not Michael Williams, Your Honor. Okay. I am Williams L.
Okay. So here's the thing, Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No, so Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present. And so that's fine. But I
You say what? Hold on. Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Your Honor?
If we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine. But it's going to be as if you didn't appear for court today because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right. So I'm just saying when
Williams L is here today. I'm just letting you know who I am, ma'am. Yes, I do. Okay. I am Williams L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm going to have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm going to let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool with that, and I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a Moorish American.
Okay. Did you want to offer? Okay. Did you want to offer for it or no? Are you going to try and I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you going to want a trial? Are you going to try and
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay, so if you're not going to participate, we're just going to act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on record.
Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am. I'm participating. I do not agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine. But if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's violating a constitutional right, ma'am.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want a what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want an offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. So you can, I'm not going to.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violated my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but.
This prosecutor seriously came in swinging, and I'm here for it. He didn't even hesitate, just straight up called out the nonsense like it was his part-time job. It's hilarious how these sovereign citizens yell about not recognizing the court's authority, but the second things don't go their way, they start talking about rights like they're in a civics class. You can't claim to be outside the system and then cry when the system doesn't protect you. That's just not how reality works. It's like storming out of the house, slamming the door, and then knocking 5 minutes later because you forgot your snacks.
My question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a
I understand.
national.
I can get
I'm
it,
a
but
Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. That's it. I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it. You put
I can
yourself on.
speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking
Now
for
calling the
myself.
matters
Y'all
of the
violating my
people.
rights. That's a
Now
sovereign.
calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record.
I am Williams L.
All right. Sir,
I don't have a name. I have a
on
title.
a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right, so how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right, that motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So it's
special
been
appearance.
denied, so you can either participate today.
I am participating. I'm here.
No.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams, it appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I
like
wanted
to
to
dismiss
participate.
these
I'm just
matters.
letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets, so he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant, so these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
Stick around because this guy isn't done embarrassing himself. He actually comes back for round 2 like it went well the first time. And somehow he manages to sound even more clueless than before, which I didn't think was possible. Most sovereign citizens at least come in with some fake paperwork or buzzwords, but this guy's strategy is basically just vibes and bad decisions. Drop a comment if you think he's trolling or if he actually believes the judge is going to dismiss his case just because he asked nicely. Let's watch this disaster unfold.
Williams L.
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is.
Okay.
And then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay, and is there another name that
Well,
you have?
That's not my name. That's just my title.
Okay, what's your title that you have, sir?
Williams L.
And then, is that your name or your title?
My title.
Okay, you don't have a name at all?
No, I'm not Christian.
All right. It's my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, the court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial, a bench, or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on it. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I know I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or codes or regulations.
So when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your options at this point in time. If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't driving, I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger?
I was parked. And it was harassing. Was
You
never
sure you
driving.
don't want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir? You can have.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I do not consent. I can't.
So here's what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process. So it's just gonna go back into warrant status because you have to pick one of the options. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle. And I understand what you just said. That's why I said, right. Did you want counsel?
I'm not a United States citizen. Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law. Supreme Court case, Supreme Court case, Self versus Ray. Statutes don't apply.
Alright, I'm starting to lose brain cells just watching this guy argue. Like, at what point do we stop pretending he's going to say something useful and just move things along? The judge keeps giving him chances, and he keeps treating the courtroom like it's an open mic night for conspiracy theorists. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even be mad if the judge hit the mute button and carried on without him, because clearly reason left the building a long time ago.
To me, I'm on common law, and if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party, or I ask for this case to be dismissed off like a church?
I deny the motion for the case to be dismissed, so you have these options, or else it's just going to remain.
And I'm under duress because you forcing me saying you're going to put a warrant out for my arrest.
It's already out there.
But that's violating my 13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a crime is being committed. So you can't violate my
let me finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that
you have to go by
either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
The laws do apply. What do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was about to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that because I wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here to make sure.
Do you have a liability? Do you have a bond?
I'm not going to argue with you, Mr.
I'm not arguing. I'm under law.
Mr. Williams L. Those are your options. If you don't want any of those options, it's going to remain in warrant status.
You're forcing me. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man. You can't go against Constitution.
Okay, Mr.
You took an oath. You swore an oath to follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man. Somebody's going to get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Yep. Okay. Mr. Williams L., I was about to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do not consent. I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things?
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, all right?
You're right.
You can't force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my constitutional rights. You can
go to the fifth floor and make a complaint.
That's because you're violating my constitutional rights.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that.
You can ask him. Go ahead and ask the sheriff for my liability bond. It's fine.
Took an oath to swear to the Constitution. Took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Miss Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you so much.
I'm not Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay. He said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American, I'm a Moorish.
Moorish American, and he's a sovereign.
I have a nationality.
I gotta be honest, this whole hearing felt like a missed opportunity to actually take control of the courtroom. The judge kept giving this guy space to ramble, and for what? He wasn't interested in cooperating or even pretending to make sense. It's like letting someone walk into a restaurant, flip over every table, and then patiently asking if they'd like to see the menu. At some point, you just have to say, nope, we're done here, and move on. It's not about being mean, it's about keeping the court from turning into a YouTube comment section in real life. Sovereign citizens aren't just quirky weirdos with tinfoil beliefs. They're a legit problem. They drain time, resources, and energy from people who actually need help or justice. And yeah, some of them stay in their nonsense bubble forever, but others take it a step further and become aggressive when things don't go their way. That's why this isn't just funny, it's frustrating. The more judges try to reason with them like they're just slightly confused, the more power they feel like they have. You can't just fight delusion with a gentle tone, sometimes you just need firm consequences and a reality check. But anyways, I'm curious what you guys think. Was the judge being too soft or just trying to keep it professional? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you've seen better ways this could have been handled. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I post new courtroom chaos every single day, and trust me, it never slows down. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate every one of you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.